Hi guys, I just wanted to do this video. Everybody's been asking for the video about how we do the storage, so I'm going to do a video here that's just going to explain the boxes that we use and pretty much how the items, the walls and bits and pieces stack away. So without further ado, I'll just talk about the boxes first. The boxes we're actually using, now other storage boxes are available, and to be honest, any storage box, good solid box that's going to protect them is going to be completely fine. So it doesn't have to be these boxes, but we wanted to show the boxes that we actually used. These are from a company called the Really Useful Box Company, and in fact on the bottom it says Really Useful Products Limited, and there's various other bits and pieces, and it says things on here. It says it's 9 litre, also says that on the side somewhere, 9 litre here, and it also says it holds 24 DVDs and blah 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 and so on and so forth. Okay, it's got maximum temperatures and bits and pieces. So this is the Really Useful Box Company, and this is the 9 litre box. You can get also a 9 litre box which has got like a little higher lid on it. Not interested in that, doesn't really help us in any way, shape or form. So this is it. Price wise in the UK, these are about £8 a shot, I think, something like that, but there's always some sort of offer on. We were getting 2 for a tenner or something like that. So there we go. That is the main box that you're going to use for actually stacking your walls in. And then we've got these other boxes here, which are 4 litre boxes. Okay, so you can see they're about, I don't know, with the lid about half the sort of size really. Inside that we've got some little trays, and we'll do some close-ups in a second, that you can actually store all your bits and pieces in, sort of in little trays, all your little room items, that kind of thing. So let's just pop that to one side for the moment. Okay, and for these boxes here, we've got, you will fit an entire stronghold set of walls in one of the 9 litre boxes. Then if you took a further 2 of these half-size boxes, then that's enough to keep all your floor tiles in, and all your gantries, your railings and all your extra ramps, your clips and everything in here, and we'll do some close-ups as well. So for one complete stronghold set, we use 1 of these and 2 of those, and you'll have plenty of room left over in there to pop in like a turbine or something like that, that you obviously the things that you get with a set, and any additional bits and pieces. So let's do some close-ups first, because one of the most important things about this set is how you actually stack it up. So I want to really just show you the stacking of this and how it works. So let's have a look into this box here. So this is your 9 litre box. Okay, take the lid off. Yeah, pretty boring, I'm afraid. When you stack the walls are designed to stack. Okay, so when you're stacking the walls in the box, and over here, where you can see here, I've actually got 52 walls here, because this will hold 52 walls. You don't get that many in the set. You get 30 walls in the set, plus you get 12 doors. Then we gave, I think, an additional 6 walls and doors across the stretch goals. You may have bought some extra anyway. So if you know that this holds 52, that'll give you a rough idea. Okay, so when you're stacking these walls together, what you want to do is you put them in the box like this. And then what happens is, once you get to 7 along, you run out of space, and they're sort of spaced out like this. And you do that too deep, okay? But once you've done that, you'll find that you can stick these upside down like this, and they create this rather strong, actually, packed kind of deal here like this. So you'll get 6 of those across. Now obviously the bottom of these ramps, this is our prototype set, so the bottom of these ramps are not got any textures on them. Obviously your ramps are double-sided, don't worry about that. And you get this really quite strong, I don't want to do it, but I'm sure I could push that really quite hard. And you do 2 lengths of that, and that sits at the bottom. Then you can stack another set on top. Okay, so when you're stacking it inside the box, that's how you stack it. And in fact, my fingers are letting me in there, you can see that fits in there quite nicely. So what we're going to do, we're going to do two rows of that. So I'm going to put another row in here, Let's put some doors on bits and pieces in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wonder if I'll be speeding this bit up or you can hear me. I don't know. Let's have a look. Okay, so there you can see I've got two sets there, sort of stacked in on there. What I do then is, and I've lost it. Where is it? Take a piece of card. This is just an ordinary piece of like mount board card, back of any sort of drawing pad. You get that thick card, and actually this is A4 size to give you an idea. You can see that it's actually not even long enough, but who cares? That's how we've been doing it, so that's fine. And then we just stack another. It'd be perfect if it was longer, and if you're going to cut it, then that's great. That'd be even better. So what we're going to do, once you've done that, you're going to stack it in again. So I'm going to grab a load of these. And you can see I've really just stuffed everything in there, but that kind of works really quite well. And there's even room if you wanted to put some of your floor tiles or bits and pieces on top of there. That's completely fine. We don't bother. Done. So there you go. That stacks away 52 walls, which, like I said, is more than what you need. Now, obviously, if you've got a strong hold and you haven't got 52 walls that are going in, you're going to have some space left over. Chuck this out of the way. You'll probably find that you've got some turbines or something, and you can chuck those in there. You know, these are pretty much indestructible. So, but that's how you do it. That's how you stack it away. These are perfect for the walls, okay? And they have been designed to stack that way. That'll store away really nicely. So, let's have a little talk about and think about the other boxes. So there you go. That'll get rid of the bulk of your set. What you're going to be left with after that is your all your clips and your ramps. Oh my god, and everything else, all your room items, etc. But one of the big things, of course, is the floor tiles. Here's the 4-litre box. Just take that off, okay? And in here you can see we've got all our clips are here. We've got the super upgraded clips actually in another box here. These are the old clear, slightly more brittle ones. So we've got, and this is great. Now these little inserts, these are all also provided by the Really Useful Box Company. Provided. You buy them from the little Really Useful Box Company. And they do 2 types of trays. They basically do this tray here, and another one that I'll show you in just a moment. And this one here's got the 4 sections, perfect for making sure you've got your straight clips, your T clips, your L clips, and your X cross clips. You don't need that many cross clips, you need hardly any of those. But here you can see across the top all our spare ramps that we've got left over from your 34 additional ramps you get with a set. You may well have bought extra ones as well, which is really cool. So we've got all our ramps in here. These got like in these strip bits and across here. You can see here we've very tightly packed in here all of the railings, because they pack in really nicely into that little gap there. We've got some more over here. We've got some stairs. We've got our clips here, like bow tie clips, which hold all of your floor tiles together, and we've got the end pegs here, which obviously finish off the edge of your floor tiles to make them nice and smooth. Unless you bought additional ones, you leave some of those out. You can tack on some sort of jigsaw on some extra ones, which is really cool. And we've got bits of elevator in here, and in fact we've got all sorts in here. We've got bits and pieces of probably things maybe you're not supposed to have a look at. I don't know. So elevator, a bit of a detention cell, lots of bits and pieces in there. Underneath, stacked directly on the bottom of the box, we've got your floor tiles. Okay, this is what your floor tiles look like when in the raw, as it were. So we've got all of those in here. There's some more. Look. There you go. There's your 9 floor tiles. That is solid. And underneath here, I have carefully just stacked your different shapes, sort of jigsawed them in so you get a nice flat surface to put the floor tiles on, because I don't want the floor tiles to sort of be, you don't want to pile up a load of stuff in the middle and leave your floor tiles there, because eventually they could probably, you know, long-term storage, they could sag. Always want them on a flat surface. And we've basically got all our different gantries and bits and pieces on here. Again, this is our prototype, but your ones have got this, got a really nice, I don't know if you, I'm not sure if we showed you, but got a nice sort of under pattern on there that looks like it's got its riggings or whatever. That's fine, that all fits in there, and I think we've got a couple of sets, I think, of gantries in there. That goes on top, stick that on top, all the clips and everything, bang, job done. Okay, so there's one of your boxes, and you'll get tons of stuff in that. Pop this over here. So next, we've got another one of these, because I said we're going to need two. And as you can see on here, on the top, we've got this same 4 set where we had the clips on it. We've got the long one here, got a load of more ramps and bits and pieces in here, which is pretty cool. I've got doors, little doors and disassembled. And I've got a lot of the extra sheets here. Here's our clone pieces and some of the additional add-ons from the Kickstarter. So here we go, that's that on there. And then underneath, you'll see we've got this other tray that you can buy from the Really Useful Box company, which has got like uniform squares across the top here. So yeah, and you can see we fitted in all the crates, and I mean, look, we've even got some of the really old crates, the original prototype crates, which are kind of cool but a bit too fiddly and not very sci-fi looking. So we've got your tables and your consoles and all bits and pieces. Got some of those wicked surround pieces which just bring everything to life. Medi bays and all sorts of stuff in there. Okay, so you can just pop those in there. One of those on top, and again we've got all your struts and buttresses, etc. So that is really how it's going to fit together. We've got obviously more in here than you get in a single Stronghold set, so if you bought one of those 9 litres and 2 of these 4 litres, that will be more than enough. If you're one of the guys and girls that have bought absolutely shed loads of stuff from us, then you can just multiply that up. Or you might want to go for just a great big storage container of any brand and actually have this and stack, you know, multiple walls, however you want. It's not really going to matter. We find these are best because they can fit in the back of the car. Also, although you might have a lot of sets, you might only want to do a setup of like 1 or 2 sets on your tabletop, in which case you don't want to be carting around, you know, 4, 5, 6, 8 sets, some of you guys, do you know what I mean, in one great big box. It means you'll have a lot of these, but because they're smaller as well, when you're tucking them into places, one big box might not fit in a wardrobe because it's just too long, whereas lots of these ones you can kind of fit the boxes in to the shape of the wardrobe or the environment or whatever. Okay, cool. There you go. And to give you an example, what I've got here, we've already started, slightly different setup, is we've already started with our fantasy range. So already you can see in here we've got a load of walls and everything. This time on our prototype we've got everything double-sided up, which is really quite cool. So we've got all our bits and pieces. Oh, you shouldn't see that. That's super top secret. So yeah, and you've got all these bits and pieces in here, and we've got prototypes of different colours that we're working on. Some of the floor tile pieces. And underneath you can see, hopefully you can see, the walls are stacked really nicely under there. I cannot stress enough how nice it is to have these stacked away. Here, quick check in this one, make sure we're not showing you anything. I don't know, you backers are the guys that need to see stuff as well. So here you can see we've got the clips and the other bits and pieces on here. These are the new clips we've got. And doors and bits and pieces and maybe stuff you shouldn't see. We've got all the bits, doors. You've got this lovely bit here with all the ramps, and then underneath we've got we're using these little trays again. So you can see here we've got some spare clips, we've got all these lovely chairs and books and bits and pieces, and then in the bottom we've got our bookcases and various other bits and pieces that are going to go along to that set. So we've been using these even when we're building the sets up. It's just a really great way of keeping everything together. And this time what we done a double stacking tray in a 9 litre box. So actually we've got 3 trays in there, a little bit of room probably for some floor tiles and bits and pieces in there. So I could probably remove the loose floor tiles from this other box here and just put them in there. That might be a safer bet, as it were, and that still fits in there really nicely. And that gives me a bit of room for the top secret bits, which I'll put back over there. Cool. So what have I told you? Now we've got plenty of these boxes as well. These really useful boxes, which is kind of cool. I'll show you how we really treat the set when we're just overflowing with samples and bits. We've had so many samples from China. It's unreal to get things the way that we want it, which is fantastic. These are actually the real samples here, and you can see we've got the surrounds and stuff, and we've got the actual, and we have literally just dumped it in here. So these boxes are kind of really useful for that as well. We should be on commission. We should have contacted this company and got something going with them. So here we go. And we're really just stuffing it all in. Even when you've got consoles on it, when you're stacking your walls as well, they still fit in. You can still actually, so you don't need to disassemble these consoles. When we first did it, they stuck out a bit, and we kind of changed it so that they could stack. So there was a lot less messing about. We really tried to think of everything. I know we haven't thought of anything, and then afterwards we're like, no, that would have been great, but whatever. Okay, so we got that as well. And lastly, we've got extremely fragile, because we're a bit numpties. We've even used these to make our little figure cases. So here's some of the little models that are supplied by Mantic Games, given to us very kindly. We've got a good relationship with those guys, and these figures are just, I fell in love with these figures before I even knew who Mantic were. I fell in love with these figures. So they're really, really cool, and the vermin, which are fantastic. So that's that. And then getting ready for our new Kickstarter, we have got some fantastic models here, which are we've just had painted up by, who do we get? We got Sabre Miniature Painting Studios. Really fantastic guy, did those for us, and we've also got Gollum, who did all the skellies for us, which is fantastic. So and just makes a great little storage here. And these miniatures, you'll see these coming on soon, are supplied by Otherworld Miniatures, who are fantastic. They've got a wicked range of miniatures, perfect for a dungeon set. So there you go. Pop that on there, and of course that makes, hang on a minute, there we go. So that makes these boxes kind of useful, because they all stack really nicely on top of each other. When we're travelling to shows or just generally storing them away, we find that these are perfect. So why have a miniature figure case when you can just have everything stacked, and you literally just load the boot up and it's good to go. Some of you guys on the comments were saying that actually you like to take like box art things and sort of cut the top of your boxes and stick it inside the boxes that you're using, so you can see what's going on, a bit like this sheet of paper. Cool, do all of that kind of stuff as well, I guess, if although we've only got one box, really, I don't know. But yeah, storage is really, really important, because there will be no box. Well, there'll be a box that it comes in, but once you've sort of taken and popped all the card out, you'll never get these all back into that one box. Okay, it will not go back into that box once it's done. The box literally holds the sheets that are in the set, ram-packed to ceiling, and the sheet of clips, which you'll see on the unboxing video. But that's it. Once that's done, that box is useless. You can chuck it away, or you can, I don't know, stick it on your shelf, because that box will never be made in that way again if you're that kind of completist type guy or girl. So there we go. I think I've told you everything that I need to tell you. if I've forgotten anything, I'll try and remember to sort of put it in the comments on when people are asking me questions. I always forget something, or I'll include it as part of the text of the update. Storage. Anything else I need to tell you? I don't think so. Cool, brilliant. Well, that's it. That's the storage video. Hope you found it informative. And that's it. I'll see you next time. Happy gaming. How long do I stay like this?